welcome to today's practice. Excuse my cats that are running all over the place right now. I'd love to start today's practice by sharing a reading from the Isha Upanishad. The Upanishads are a sacred text. They provide a lot of inspiration to people on the yogic path. I consider it a sacred text. I'm not sure if everyone does. But this is from the Isha Upanishad, verses 6 through 8. Those who see all creatures in themselves and themselves in all creatures know no fear. Those who see all creatures in themselves and themselves in all creatures know no grief. How can the multiplicity of life delude the one who sees its unity? The self is everywhere. Bright is the self, indivisible, untouched by sin, wise, immanent, and transcendent. He it is who holds the cosmos together. To me, that passage, those verses refer to our oneness, to our connectedness, to the connectivity of life. I am you, you are mirroring me, we are one. Right now, everything that's going on is really highlighting that to me. We are isolated through social distancing for each other. I am being responsible socially, staying home to keep other people healthy, and other people around the world and in my own community are doing the same thing. We are connected. We are one. Allow this practice to be a reminder of that connection, even though we may be physically distant. If you just close your eyes, I am with you. You are with me. You're with all of your loved ones. So if your eyes are still open, begin to let them close now. Allow the spine to be long as you sit in this easy pose, bringing the palms face down to the knees, and begin to notice your breath. Not changing the breath, just noticing your inhale and your exhale. And allowing that breath to be as it is, finding acceptance in this moment for what is. And then turn your attention to your mind and allow yourself to set an intention for today's class, for your time here on your mat. There's no right or wrong, just allow your mind to think of what is most important to you, whether it's finding your calm or just allowing yourself a break from this new routine. And once you have your intention in mind, place your palms together in a prayer, pressing the thumbs into the sternum. And if you'd like to join me in the sacred sound of Om, first exhale, then inhale deeply. Begin to rub your palms together, creating healing energy and heat. And place your palms where they're needed most in this moment for healing. It could be a place of discomfort, whether it's in the body or the mind. And breathe into that area, sending your body's own inner intelligence to heal that space. And then as you're ready, bring the palms back together, rubbing them again, creating more of your healing energy and heat. And this time, placing the palms over the closed eyes, beginning to invite that healing into the mind, breathing into that space, and taking one more breath with your eyes covered. And as you exhale, beginning to blink open the eyes, slowly releasing the hands, bringing the hands back to the knees. And as you inhale, begin to bring the body forward. As you exhale, bring the body back. Inhale, circling forward. Exhale, moving back. Inhale, forward one more time. And coming back, pausing. And then as you're ready for an inhale, going the opposite way. Exhaling as you move the body back. Inhaling forward. One more circle here. And finding stillness, allowing the arms to touch the ground. Take an opportunity to really feel the earth beneath you, pressing into that space. And as you're ready for an inhale, begin to lift the arms up, gazing up toward the hands. Exhale, release the hands, begin to fold forward, let the arms come behind you. Inhale, sweep the arms and the gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, bring the hands behind you. Inhale, one more time, lifting up to the sky. Exhale, releasing down. This time pausing here. Taking a breath in this forward fold. Letting the head release. Maybe moving the head gently from side to side. And when you're ready to inhale, slowly coming back up and finding your way into a tabletop position. Being sure that the knees are underneath the hips and the wrists are underneath the shoulders. And as you're ready to inhale, let the belly drop, chest comes through the shoulders. Inhaling. As you exhale, navel to spine. Press the floor away, gazing down. Inhale, belly drops. Gaze lifts. Exhale, pull the chin toward the chest, navel to spine. And continue this cat-cow flow, inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, pulling the navel to the spine. Do this a few more times. Connecting your breath to the movement. Bringing the knees together, sit back toward the heels, place the thumbs into the palms, wrap the fingers around the thumbs, finding Adi Mudra. Place those fists on your thighs, close your eyes, and take 3 breaths here, letting the shoulders release down the back, letting the muscles and the face release. Finding your stillness. As you're ready, beginning to find your table again, walking the hands, one hand print in front, tucking the toes, And as you're ready, beginning to press into the hands, lifting the knees up off the mat. Pausing here. And as you're ready for an exhale, slowly releasing down. Check to see that your hands are placed so that the fingers are wide, that all the points of the palm are pressing into the mat, that your wrist creases are parallel to the front edge of your mat. Creating a strong foundation in your hands, tucking the toes again. As you're ready to inhale, begin to lift the knees, bringing them toward the chest this time. Pausing here with the knees toward the chest. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, begin to straighten the legs, finding your downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet. And slowly beginning to find stillness. Allowing the head to release so the neck is neutral. Rotating the upper arms out and finding space through each vertebrae. Finding your breath here. On your next inhale, gazing up between the hands. And as you exhale, slowly tiptoeing yourself until your feet meet your hands. Inhale for a flat back, leading from the heart. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, rest the chest, reach for opposite elbows, and begin to sway gently from side to side. Let the head release here. Releasing the hands, finding your stillness. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bend the knees deeply again. Press the hands into the floor, stepping one leg back and then the other, finding your plank pose. Finding your breath here. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the mat. On an inhale, slide forward, finding your baby cobra. Inhaling and exhaling, engaging the glutes, keeping the collarbone long. On your next exhale, releasing the hands, coming into Makarasana. Toes together, heels wide. Let your head rest on your hands. And find your breath. Breathing into the space that this is creating in your back. Feeling your body press against the floor with each inhale and release into the floor with each exhale. Allow yourself to take another 2 breaths here. On an inhale, bringing the hands back next to the ribs, tucking the toes. Begin to press into the hands, bringing the seat to the heels, finding child's pose, Balasana. Let the forehead rest on the mat and either find stillness or rock gently from side to side here. Inhale, gazing up between the hands. Exhale, tucking the toes. As you inhale, begin to press back to your downward facing dog. This time refining the pose, allowing the heels to begin to press down toward the mat. Finding space in the back, letting the shoulder blades rest on the back. Feeling balance, pressing into the hands and into the feet. And breathing. On your next inhale, gazing up between the hands. As you exhale, stepping the feet to meet the hands. Inhale, leading from the heart, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Let the hands rest on the floor or on the shins. Shake the head yes, and shake the head no, and shake it yes again. Beginning to ground into the feet on an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, gazing to the sky. Exhale, release the hands to a prayer at the heart. Close your eyes and check in. Notice what you notice here. As you're ready for an inhale, sweep the arms up, gazing to the sky. Exhale, bring a prayer through the heart. Hands meet the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, frame out the feet. Step your left leg back, coming into a high lunge. Allowing the knee to be over the ankle, tracking to the pinky edge of the foot. Beginning to find length from the sit bone through the crown of the head. Now, normally I would use blocks for this. But I don't know if everyone has blocks at home, so I'm choosing not to. If this is too intense, bring that left knee down, coming into a lunge on the knee. If you're okay leaving the leg up, leave it up. Option to stay here or begin to bring the hands to that thigh. Check to see if your thighs are neutral to the front edge of the mat, still keeping that knee over the ankle, tracking to the pinky edge. Option to stay here or inhale the arms up alongside the ears. Find your breath. Find your Smileasana and breathe. At the end of your next exhale, bring the hands down to frame out that foot, leaving the left hand down. Inhale the right arm up, coming into a twist. Again, you can place that back knee down if this is too intense. Find your breath. Find your balance between effort and ease. And breathe. On your exhale, bring that right arm back down. Using the floor, step that back leg in a little bit and begin to straighten both legs, coming into pyramid pose. Try to have the hips neutral to the front edge of the mat. Sometimes it's that left hip that'll come back, bringing that right hip forward. So let the right hip come back and let that left hip come a little forward. If this is too intense for you, this is where a chair would come in handy, having a chair in front of you to rest your hands on. Wherever you are, find length from your sit bone all the way through the crown of your head on an inhale. And as you exhale, maybe let your body come a little bit closer to that front leg. Let the head release. Gazing at the floor in front of you, on an inhale, begin to bend that right knee. An option here to lift the left leg up, Coming into a standing L position. Option again to maybe become unsupported, coming into a warrior 3, finding your breath, smiling. And if you took that option to become unsupported, carefully allowing the hands to meet the floor of the mat, bending that left leg, pulling the knee close into the chest as you inhale. Exhale, release that foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms up alongside the ears, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bringing a prayer to the heart. Close your eyes and check in here. Notice how you're feeling. As you're ready for an inhale, slowly begin to inhale, letting the arms come up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bringing the prayer to the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart halfway lifts, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, frame out the feet, this time stepping that right leg back, finding that high lunge with the left leg in front. Again, being sure that that left knee is over the ankle and the knee is tracking more toward the pinky edge side than the inside of the foot. Either staying here, option of course to place that knee down, but if you feel good here, bringing the hands up to the thigh, finding your balance here, once again checking the hips, making sure they're not out of alignment. I hear my dog coming. Hey Eli. Maybe inhaling the arms up alongside the ears. Finding your breath. Maybe bringing the gaze up toward the ceiling. Taking one more inhale here. As you exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, leaving that right hand on the floor. Inhale the left arm up, coming into your twist. Again, option to place that back knee down if you need to. Reaching through the fingers, reaching back through that back leg, feeling strong in the front knee, and breathing. On an exhale, allowing that hand to come down to meet the floor, using the floor for support. Begin to straighten the front leg, but step that back leg forward. Again, checking the hips here. We don't want them out of whack, so allow them to be neutral. Hi, Eli. And finding that length from the sit bone through the crown, and from the sit bone through both feet. Inhale for length. As you exhale, maybe begin to soften the torso toward that front leg, letting the head release. Wherever you are, finding your breath. On your next inhale, gazing down at that big toe of your left foot, beginning to bend that knee. An option here to lift that right leg up, coming into your standing L. Maybe taking it unsupported, really grounding through that left foot. Finding a variation of warrior 3 here. Finding your breath, feeling strong. If you're unsupported, bringing the hands back down, beginning to bend that right knee and pull that knee in all the way to your chest. Maybe touch your nose and then release that foot to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bringing the hands to a prayer at the heart. close your eyes and check in. Notice what you notice here. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. And take a moment right now with your eyes closed to think of everyone that you care about. You may not be with them physically, but imagine your energy is with them. Send them love. Gently begin to blink open the eyes. Standing at the middle of your mat now, step your feet to be about 3.5 to 4 feet apart. Bringing the hands to the hips, turn the left toes to face the wall, and notice that the heel of that left foot is in line with the arch of the right foot. Inhale the arms up to a T, and as you exhale, begin to reach that left hand forward. Slowly begin to twist the body, finding your variation of Trikonasana, triangle pose. Maybe the hand rests on the shin, maybe the hand comes down to the floor. Option to be unsupported here and lift the arms out to the side, feeling lots of work in your core. And if you're unsupported, support yourself for a breath, aiming to be shoulder over shoulder, opening that side body. On an inhale, slowly imagine someone pulling that top arm up. Bringing the hands back to the hips, stepping the feet parallel. Inhale the shoulders up and down the back. Gazing up to the sky, opening your chest as you inhale here. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward, Prasarita Padottanasana. Let the hands rest on the floor and begin to find some movement, bending into the knees here. Connecting your breath however it feels good in your body. And finding stillness, allowing the head to begin to release to the floor. Let the shoulders pour down the back here. Maybe reaching the hands through the legs, gazing at that wall behind you. And on your next inhale, slowly rising halfway. Exhale, bringing the hands to the hips. And on an inhale, beginning to rise all the way up to standing. As you exhale, either hopping or stepping the feet together. Inhale the arms up alongside the ears. Holding on to that right wrist with the left hand, begin to find a slight lateral stretch, reaching from the outer edge of that right foot all the way through the fingertips. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, holding on to that opposite wrist. Inhale, finding that lateral stretch on the other side, reaching from the foot all the way through the fingertips, and breathing. Maybe adding that smile asana to your face. As you exhale, releasing the arms down to the hips, bringing the hands to that iliac crest. Stepping the feet once again about 3.5 to 4 feet apart. This time, turning the toes of the right foot outward, finding your Trikonasana, finding your heel of the right foot in line with the arch of that back foot. Inhale the arms up to a T. As you exhale, begin to pull that arm to the right until the hip can no longer move. And then begin to find your triangle. Resting the hand inside of that calf, or maybe reaching it to the floor. Just being really mindful of your body. Finding shoulder over shoulder. Finding your breath. Maybe taking that unsupported variation. It's very hard to talk during this one. And finding whatever variation works for your body. And if you took the unsupported version, supporting yourself for the last breath. And on your next inhale, pressing into the feet, beginning to lift yourself back up. Turning the feet parallel. Bringing your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, gaze to the sky. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, Prasarita Padottanasana. Leaving the hands where they are. Feeling your heart center and your place of power. Begin to find that movement without the hands if you can. If you need to place your hands on the floor, please do. Finding stillness in the legs, begin to bring the hands to the floor. Turn the right toes toward the right side of your mat. And begin to bend into that left leg. Maybe pointing the toes of the right foot up to the sky, finding a variation of Skandasana. Maybe coming unsupported, bringing the hands to a prayer. And finding your balance here, finding your breath. And feeling that connection with the earth beneath you, knowing it's the same connection I have to the earth beneath me. And bringing the hands back down to the mat, slowly beginning to find your way back into that forward wide leg fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. This time, taking the left toes, turning them to the left side of the mat, bending into that right knee, being mindful of your knees. If they can't take this, skip this. Maybe pointing the toes up to the sky, bringing the hands to a prayer, and finding your breath. Once again, feeling that connection to the earth beneath you, knowing that it's the same earth that's beneath me. And taking one more inhale here. Bringing the hands back down to the mat, pressing into the ground as you lift back up to that wide leg fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing the hands to the hips. Exhale here. Inhale, root through the feet, rise to standing. Exhale as you heel, toe, the feet together. Bring that left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly again. Close the eyes and feel the space in your heart. Feel the space in your navel. And feel your connection to the earth through your feet. And begin to notice the connection all these places have to each other. Bring a smile to your face. And feel alive. I'm not gonna lie. Some days I miss the time. And then gently begin to blink open the eyes. So we'll do a little bit of balance today. First, ground yourself into both feet. Find your mountain pose. Allow your body to feel stacked, one bone over the other. Engage your legs, pressing into the floor. Feel strong. Find a spot that is not moving. And then begin to shift your weight into your right leg. As you're ready, begin to peel the left leg up off the floor, bending that knee 90 degrees. Option to leave the hands on the hips for support, or begin to inhale the arms up alongside the ears. Flexing through that lifted foot, begin to straighten that leg any amount. Find your breath. Press through both feet. Bend that left knee again. Option to stay here, or begin to turn this into a twist, bringing that right hand to the left knee, bringing the left arm behind you, maybe gazing to the wall, or if you're lucky like me, out the window. And find your breath here. Feeling that beautiful twist leading from the navel. Take one more inhale here. Slowly begin to come back to your center. Straighten that leg one more time. And then lower that leg to the ground. Bring the hands to the hips. Step the feet about hip width or maybe a little bit wider. And just circle your hips. So balance poses like those tend to put a lot of work in the standing leg. Go the other way. I always find that giving yourself that balance between effort and ease, finding a little break between, really sets you up well for the next side. Finding your feet into Tadasana again, grounding through the feet, allowing the body to feel stacked, bone over bone. Finding your drishti, finding your focal point, something that isn't moving. And begin to feel yourself strongly rooted through that left foot. When you're ready, inhale the right knee up 90 degrees. Flex through both feet, pressing through that grounded foot. Maybe inhale the arms up alongside the ears. Find your breath. Begin to straighten that leg, pressing the foot away. Maybe smiling here. And then slowly bending that knee again, bringing the left hand to the outside of that right knee, maybe bringing the right hand behind you, gazing toward the wall, or maybe you have a window on this side, and breathing. Finding length in your collarbone and softness in your face. On an inhale, slowly come back to center. As you exhale, maybe straighten that leg one more time. And release that leg. Let the legs be wider this time. And just bend into the knees here. And leaving the legs wide, let the toes come out on an angle as if they're pointing to the short edge of your mat. And begin to sink down into your hips. Finding movement at first, just moving from side to side. And then finding your stillness, letting the tailbone drop, let the collarbone be long. Inhale the arms up to a T, and then bend the elbows, finding cactus arms. Welcome to goddess pose. Inhale deeply. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and let it go. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. On On an inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, bend back into goddess pose. Inhale, straighten to star pose. Exhale, goddess. Inhale. And exhale. Pausing here. Bringing the hands to the hips. Slowly begin to straighten the legs. And again, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in. Bring the feet together. Bring that hand to your heart, hand to your belly. Close your eyes and notice your connection. The connection to the earth, the connection to the power within your navel area, and the connection to your heart. Breathe into these places, fueling them with your strength, and knowing that your strength is my strength. We are one. Gently beginning to blink open the eyes. Take your hands and either clasp them behind your back, or if it's too hard for you to clasp them, you can always take a sock. You can pause the video, take something to hold on to so that your arms are as close together as possible. Let the feet come about hip width apart, or maybe even a little bit wider. Inhale, allowing your collarbone to feel long, chest broadens. Maybe find a slight back bend. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, carry the arms over you, coming into a shoulder stretch here, tucking the chin toward your chest, breathing and releasing. Taking one more breath here. On your exhale, releasing your hands. Slowly allowing those hands to make their way toward the floor. And effortlessly as possible, begin to bend the knees. Slowly finding your way to your mat. Allowing your seat to meet your mat. Let your feet be on the floor, knees bent. Find your core. Begin to allow that collarbone to feel long. Feel length from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. And begin to just lift the feet up off the floor. So this isn't really boat pose. It's maybe like baby boat pose. So the feet are lifted completely off the floor. And then place them back down. And see if you could find that core engagement, feeling strong here, leaning the torso back until you can lift those feet up. Maybe coming into a more traditional boat pose with the shins parallel to the ground, arms lifted to the sides, finding length everywhere, maybe even in the legs. And find your breath here. One more inhale. And slowly release the legs, cross at the ankles, and give yourself a hug. Tucking your face into your knees. And slowly begin to unwind, allowing your back to meet your mat. Let your feet come flat on your mat, about hip width apart. Let the feet come as close to the back of your thighs as possible. Bring your hands down to the mat, and instead of allowing your hands to be palms up, allow them to be palms down. On an inhale, slowly begin to lift the pelvis up, Finding your way into a bridge, allowing the entire front of your body to feel strong, lifting you up here like it's a magnet reaching toward another magnet on the ceiling. Pressing into the feet, keeping the knees moving toward each other instead of away. Slowly begin to release, coming back down to the mat here. Place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your belly. And again, notice that connection. And again, preparing for a deeper version of bridge pose. Option here, if you have an advanced practice, to take any back bend of choice. I'll stick with bridge for this video. So letting your feet be in the same position they were before, hip width, close to the thighs. This time, let the elbows come in to the ground, really pulling down. Before you lift up your pelvis, roll the shoulders underneath the spine, opening your chest. On an inhale, slowly begin to press into the feet, letting the pelvis lift. Option to let those hands just hold on to your body here, pressing into the ground, feeling your breath expansive, allowing the back body to support the front body. Option to interlace the hands underneath you, allowing the shoulder blades to open more, coming into a deeper bridge. Take 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready for an exhale, slowly begin to release the hands, release the body down to your mat. Begin to move the knees from side to side, windshield wipering your legs here. Finding stillness in the center. Pull your right knee in, holding on to the back of the thigh. Flex that foot. If you're comfortable, straighten that left leg and begin to find a stretch in your psoas. Pressing that foot away as you pull that thigh toward you. So you're pulling the thigh toward you as you're pressing the foot away. Finding a stretch in your psoas, a muscle that's deep within your back and your hips. It's a muscle that is more involuntary. We don't feel it. It's hard to feel a stretch here. Release that stretch, pulling that knee toward the shoulder. Maybe rotate the ankle. And allow that foot to make contact with the floor, just enough to lift yourself up and roll onto that left hip. Begin to bring that right knee across the body. Allow the right arm to open to a T, making sure the hand is a little bit above the shoulder, so not below the shoulder, but in line or maybe a tiny bit above. Gazing in that direction, but closing the eyes here. And allowing the space between the right hip and the right shoulder to feel long. And find your breath. Slowly beginning to allow the back to make contact with the floor. Let both feet meet the mat. Bring that left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly. Close your eyes and again feel that connection to the earth, to yourself, to me, to that divinity that lives within us both. And when you feel ready, beginning to find that psoas stretch again, lifting the left leg up, placing the hands behind the thigh, flexing the foot, finding that 90-degree angle, maybe straightening that right leg out. Pressing that flexed left foot away as you pull the thigh toward you. And breathing. And releasing that stretch, pulling that knee toward the left shoulder. Maybe rotating that ankle. And allowing that foot to make contact with the floor, just to come up on that right hip. Allow the left leg to come to the side, holding on to that left knee with the right hand. Allow that left arm to open to a T, or if you're like me and you have a fireplace in your way, a cactus arm, and gaze toward that left hand. Close your eyes. Let your breath be what it is, allowing you to gently soften. At the end of your exhale, slowly coming back through center, placing both feet on the mat, left hand at the heart, right hand on the belly, and take this as a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for this body, for this practice, for the time that you've given yourself today. And gratitude for the connectivity, the oneness, the connection we have with each other. Releasing the hands, bringing the knees toward the chest, hugging the knees, moving gently from side to side, giving yourself a little massage. Option for any pose that would allow this practice to feel complete for you. I like to end with happy baby, reaching for the outer edge of the feet, allowing the tailbone to reach the floor as I find some gentle movement, finding space in my lumbar spine, my hips. And finding your way when you're ready to the legs straight, arms open, palms facing up, shoulders relaxing down the back, feet splaying open as a sign that the legs are relaxed. Fingers release. The muscles in the face begin to let go of expression. allowing your head to gently move from side to side until you find a spot that is just right. Allowing your face to release more. Allowing yourself to stay here, letting the shoulders feel heavy. The belly is soft. The pelvis feels weighted into the earth beneath you. All the muscles of the legs release into gravity, feeling as if they're melting off the bone. The front body feels as if it's absorbing into the back body. And with every exhale, you release more. You are welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. If you'd like to linger, simply pause the video now and let yourself stay. If you're ready to come back, begin to deepen the breath. Begin to find subtle movement in the fingers and the toes. Stretching the body when ready, however your body would like to stretch. Maybe bringing the arms up alongside the ears, or pulling the knees into the chest and giving yourself a little squeeze. Just move however your body is asking to move. And when you feel ready, begin to roll onto your right side, finding your way into fetal position. Taking this opportunity once again for gratitude. Thinking of all the blessings in your life. Perhaps bringing back to mind the intention that you set for yourself at the start of the practice today. When you feel ready, pressing into that top hand, allowing the head and the neck to move last. Slowly finding your way to any comfortable seat. Once you arrive, closing the eyes, bringing the palms to a prayer at the heart. I like to end my classes with a Kundalini blessing. It's not an original melody. I honestly forget whose it is. If you know it, you're welcome to sing along or just accept the healing intention of this blessing. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. And I invite you to join me in singing the cosmic vibration of Om, bowing your head gently to that prayer in your hands. First exhale, then inhale deeply. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, peace. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for taking the time to join me on your mat. From my heart to your heart, our hearts, I wish you the best. Be well.